Hey gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, back in the office from a wonderful week in the Caribbean with our Turley Talks team. I want to give a huge shout out to Royal Caribbean and their new Wonder of the Seas ship. It's absolutely amazing. It's one of the largest, if not the largest, cruise ship sailing the oceans today, and it really lived up to its name. It was an absolute wonder, and a huge shout out to the crew there for giving the Turley Talks team an amazing week of pure paradise. But alas, I've returned from a week at paradise to a literal woke perdition. That's right. Silicon Valley Bank is yet the latest victim of one of the undeniable laws of the universe. Go woke, go broke. We're going to find out exactly what happened, and we're going to see precisely why going woke is actually becoming a legal liability. That's right. Going wokey means possibly going to the pokey, which means that the collapse of SVB evidences nothing less than the collapse of wokeness itself. You are not going to want to miss this. On Friday, financial regulators announced that they had officially shut down Silicon Valley Bank and took control of its deposits in what represented nothing less than the single largest U.S. bank failure since the GFC, the global financial crisis back in 2008. Silicon Valley Bank was up until Friday one of the world's leading financial institutions for technology and innovation companies, both here in the United States and globally, and its collapse was the second largest bank failure in history. According to CNBC, the company's downward spiral began late Wednesday of last week when officials from the bank shocked investors with news that the bank was suffering from a $2 billion shortfall. Now, keep that number in mind because it's going to come back in this video. So they needed $2 billion to shore up their balance sheet. And what then followed was a massive run on the bank, with customers withdrawing a staggering $42 billion of deposits by the end of Thursday. So in a matter of merely 24 hours, Silicon Valley Bank went from being one of the most well-capitalized institutions on the planet to basically broke, with investors and depositors uncertain whether they'll ever see their money again. Bloomberg is reporting that 93% of SVB's deposits are uninsured. FDIC only covers up to $250,000. There are companies like Roku that have hundreds of millions of dollars of deposits that they may never see again. And so, needless to say, bailout talks are already underway. That's right. Our elites are once again discussing whether to bail out these woke leftist losers on the backs of you and me, the taxpayers. And that's key to all this. As the dust begins to clear in this shocking implosion, more and more investors and pundits are recognizing that SVB, Silicon Valley Bank, appears to be yet the latest victim of President Trump's undeniable truism: everything woke turns to shit. It's being more and more reported that SVB executives appeared far more concerned about pushing woke ideology and LGBTQ programs, including a safe space for coming out stories, than they were managing their clients' assets. Here's Home Depot founder Bernie Marcus on Fox News.
Do you think there are others like this bank out there?
I think there probably are, yeah. I think that the system, I think that the administration has pushed many of these banks into more concern about global warming than they do about shareholder return. And these banks are badly run because everybody is focused on diversity and all of the woke issues and not concentrating on one thing they should, which is shareholder returns. Instead of protecting the shareholders and their employees, they're more concerned about the social policies. And I think it's probably a badly run bank. They've been there for a lot of years. It's pathetic that so many people lost money that won't get it back.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is also laying the blame at the feet of wokeness, especially the incessant company's obsession with what's called DEI. DEI standing for diversity, equity, and inclusion. We prefer DIE, diversity, inclusion, equity, because it appears adopting these woke initiatives all but guarantees the death of a company. After all, that's what the saying, get woke, go broke, is all about. There is no market for wokeness. Wokeness is forced on the market and consumers rebel by going elsewhere. And that's exactly what appears to have happened to SVB, Silicon Valley Bank. Vivek Ramaswamy, who's running for the Republican presidential nomination, he's laying the blame at the feet of SVB's shameless shilling for what's called ESG, environmental, social, and governance policies. If you don't know, ESG is a major initiative of the World Economic Forum, the WEF. And Elon Musk has hardly been shy in his opinion of ESG initiatives. He tweeted out the S in ESG stands for satanic. By the way, Business Insider is reporting that Musk is open to buying SVB. That would be fascinating because if he did, he'd obviously put an end to their ESG programs overnight, and for good reason. Ramaswamy noted, get this is key, he noted that SVB recently made a $5 billion commitment to a green project to help finance what they called climate-ready, healthier planet initiatives. Now, do you remember how much their shortfall was? How much money did Silicon Valley Bank need to shore up their accounts? $2 billion. So that $5 billion that they gave to woke green initiatives could have easily served to even out their balance sheet. In other words, the woke idiots at SVB were more worried about a supposed healthier planet than they were about healthier balance sheets. And this, gang, this is what is ultimately going to undo wokeness. We're going to see precisely how many are already noting that the days of wokeness are actually legally coming to an end. You're not going to want to miss this. But first, gang, did you know that the latest data from the American Heart Association indicates that adults with fatty liver were 3.5 times more likely to have heart failure than those without? You're that right, 3.5 times more likely. The American Liver Foundation estimates that 100 million Americans have fatty liver. That's you. That's me. We cannot save America if we don't take care of ourselves. Our livers are our body's master detoxifier. But after decades of wear and tear, our livers slow down. They become sluggish. This is why so many of us struggle with weight gain and feeling tired all the time. But gang, fortunately, there is a simple, all-natural solution. Liver Health Formula contains 12 powerful botanicals clinically proven to recharge and protect your liver at the cellular level. It helps restore your liver's detoxifying abilities, it boosts your energy levels, and it works remarkably well to fight that horrible fatty liver. Liver Health Formula is backed by proven science and approved by American doctors. And the best part, gang, every bottle is manufactured right here in the USA. And if you click on that link below right now, you can try Liver Health Formula completely risk-free, and you're going to receive 5 free gifts when you order today. So don't wait. Click on that link below or go to getliverhelp.com/Turley right now to claim your risk-free supply of Liver Health Formula and all 5 bonus gifts. That's getliverhelp.com/Turley. More and more studies are coming out proving that woke investments, the kind of investments that particularly ESG initiatives promote, are just plain bad investments. In fact, a recent study by the London School of Economics and Columbia University concluded the following, quote, ESG funds appear to underperform financially relative to other funds within the same asset manager and year, and to charge higher fees. Our findings suggest that socially responsible funds do not appear to follow through on proclamations of concerns for stakeholders. That's a rather sanitized way of saying that ESG investments are losers. Their costs are higher and the returns are lower. And James Pinkerton over at Breitbart is noting that these studies are calling into question the actual legality of these woke investments. In other words, the question is increasingly being raised whether banks or investment companies or pension fund holders or insurance companies can continue to promote all of this woke nonsense while still upholding what's called their fiduciary duty. Fiduciary duty involves the legal responsibility to act solely in the best interest of another party. And as Pinkerton notes, that duty is a heavy legal concept containing significant civil and even criminal penalties if violated. When it was announced back in January of 2022 that SVB was committing $5 billion to a bunch of green nonsense, CEO Greg Becker apparently didn't even address the fiduciary relevance of the donation. Why precisely was giving $5 billion of investors and depositors money to some woke environmental cause in their best interest? You see, this is what is ultimately going to crush wokeness. What this all ultimately means is that go woke, go broke ain't just a slogan. It's actually becoming a very real legal liability. Going woke can mean going to jail. Going wokey can mean going to the pokey. And if that's the case, the implosion of SVB may indeed be nothing less than the beginning of the implosion of wokeness itself. As always, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. You'll definitely want to check out my latest video on why the whole system is indeed crashing down. You're not going to want to miss this. So make sure to click on that link, and I'll see you over there. God bless.